Hello, boys and girls. Are we ready for another story? Now, Rabbi Menachem called me up and said, "Hey, Moshe, it's time for another story." So here we are. We're about to tell you a story. So everyone, go and get negavasa and put it by your bed so you could get ready. And I thought, because we are now, this Shabbos is Shabbos Mevarchim Chodesh Elul. Elul is when the king is in the field. And Elul is when Ani L'Doidi V'Doidi Li, Hashem loves us and we love Hashem. And we are connecting. But it's also two very special birthdays in the month of Elul. So I found this book at home. It's called Good Yom Tif. And it's the stories behind the special days in Chabad. And I thought I'll open it up. And there is 2 pages on Chai Elul. Now, Chai Elul is the 18th of Elul, and that's still in a few weeks. True. But you know what? Whenever you tell a story, it inspires emunah and bitachon. And then you could have Geula, emunah, aleph, bitachon, base, Geula, gimel. All right, aleph, base, gimel. Many years ago, life was very hard. Everybody, when I say hard, I'm going to do it again. And this time you're going to say, can you do that? Many years ago, life was very hard. Good job. I saw you doing it. And the Yidden were very sad. And there were some very not nice people. And they would come into the Yidden's home and they would steal and they would hurt people and they would take things away. And sometimes they were left with no money and nowhere to live. They had to work just for a few gold coins, kopkas, not even gold, just a few coins to buy a little food, maybe some gefilte fish, maybe some cholent for Shabbos, lekahavet Shabbos. And they had it so hard, but they loved to do Torah and mitzvahs. Because did you know that Torah is the bestest Torah? Torah is just the best thing to do. And they love to read Aleph Beis. Aleph Beis, Gimel, Dalet, Hey. Did you know that made up a Vigda? You work it out. That's your homework. You could do it. Now, Hashem, who loves his kinderlach, saw that it was very hard. And as I said at the beginning, in the Chodesh Elul, Hashem feels and wants to reach out to all the Yidden. And especially on the 18th day of Elul, which is Chai Elul. Chai means life. He sent a very special neshama into this world. And the little boy, the little neshama that he called, that was born into this world, was called Yisrael. And he, Betach Hashem, he trusted Hashem so much. Little Yisrael was the son of a very beautiful and special couple, Rabbi Eliezer and Sarah. Did you know that the reason they merited to have this baby? Do you know why they had this chus to have this baby? Because they loved to do the mitzvah of hachnasas archim. They always welcome guests into the home. So Hashem said, if you know how to look after so many guests, I'm going to give you a neshama that is so special. And you're going to look after him. Rabbi Eliezer and Sarah had waited many years to have a child. And Little Yisrael was a very young boy. Very sadly, his mommy and tati passed away. But just before his mommy and tati left this world, his tati called him in and said, I want to tell you something. My zisa, which means my sweet, taya, which means precious, neshama, soul, my sweet Yisrael, I want to tell you 2 things. Number 1, the tati said to little boy Yisrael, don't ever be afraid of anything but Hashem. The only one you need to be afraid of is Hashem. Otherwise, don't be scared of anything because you've got Hashem with you and you could do it. And you have to be courageous. And the second thing is, you need to have Avas Yisrael. You need to love all the Yidden. And these are very, very important. And Yisrael, the little boy Yisrael, was listening. And Yisrael, because he wasn't afraid of anything, you know where he would go to daven? Because he loved to daven, and he would sit there, and he would shackle, and he would daven, Hashem, Hashem. He would go into the forest, and nobody would disturb him. He was quiet there, and he was able to daven to Hashem. And even one day when he was in the forest all alone, was he scared? Nope. Here's a picture of Yisrael in the forest. You see he's wearing tzitzis. You see his payers, beautiful hat, and he's got a nice watch. Such a Hasidic man. Look at that. One day, Yisrael was in the forest when he met some hidden tzaddikim. They were very special people, but they pretended to be regular people, but they were really, really special. And Yisrael joined them, and he started learning Torah with them, and they loved him, and he loved them. And one day, did you know that Rabbi Yisrael Baal Shem actually became the head of the Lamed Vav Tzadikim? In every generation, there's 36 hidden Tzadikim. And did you know that the whole world, they keep the world going? And the Baal Shem Tov became the head of the Lamed Vav Tzadikim. Wow! Now, when he turned 26, did you know someone came to visit the Baal Shem Tov? Someone very, very special. Achia Shaloini. Do you know who Achia Shaloini is? A bit of a drum roll. Achia Shaloini was a Navi. I'm going to give you a chance to scream out, even though I can't hear you. Was he a Navi? When? In the time of... right after Shlomo Melech, when the king, he was the one that told the Yidden to open up Malchus Yisrael. Long story, maybe another time we'll tell you that story. And what happened was, Achia Shaloini would teach all the secrets of the Torah to the Baal Shem Tov. And eventually the Baal Shem Tov came and he revealed himself to everyone, and everybody loved the Baal Shem Tov, and the Baal Shem Tov loved everyone, because he had a neshama, and he felt so connected to Hashem and so connected to all the Yidden. Because you know, inside here you got a neshama, and I've got a neshama. That means we're all connected. Well, let me tell you. Next page. The Baal Shem Tov did many miracles, and he helped many Yidden. And when he would go and leave Mezhibuch, which is where he lived, he would have what's called kfitzas haderech. Do you know what that means? That means he was able to fly, and things that would usually take very, 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 very long to go. Oh no, not for the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov was able to go super quick. So like imagine it takes you to walk to school 10 minutes. For the Baal Shem Tov, it will take 10 seconds. Yep, that's right. Because Hashem just made everything just quickly disappear. And you could see underneath him, he's just like, whee, flying. Well, the horses even knew where to go. So the wagon driver would let them go. And the wagon driver would go for a little slow. Oh. And the Baal Shem Tov would let the horses go. And many, many stories happened when the horses just stopped. And out the Baal Shem Tov and the group of Hasidim would go. And the Baal Shem Tov would teach Torah to everyone and tell everyone to have Avas Hashem, loving Hashem, and Yiras Hashem, being in awe of Hashem and saying, Hashem is here, Hashem is there, Hashem is truly everywhere. Up, up, down, down, right, left, and all around. Here, there, and everywhere. That's where he can be found. And he taught them how to love Hashem and how to love one another. And he made people feel good, and he made them happy. Now, one time, the Baal Shem Tov saw Mashiach. That's right, and he said, Mashiach, 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 when are you coming? The Yidden are suffering, the Yidden are hurting. We need you, Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. We need you today. Mashiach, 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 we need you today. And Mashiach answered to the Baal Shem. Mashiach answered to the Baal. Yep, you knew that song. You know what he answered? Which means when you teach Torah Chassidus to all the Yidden around, and everybody knows the secrets of the Torah, I will come. So boys and girls, if you're listening, you've got to make sure you help Mashiach come. And so now listen what happened. So the Baal Shem Tov ran around teaching everyone Torah. Now, something else happened. One day, on the 18th of Elul, the Baal Shem Tov all of a sudden stood up. Quiet, everyone. Everybody be quiet. I've got an announcement. And the Baal Shem Tov took his mic. Well, it wasn't a mic, and it probably wasn't a bottle of cold soda water. But he took a mic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Baal Shem Tov, and I'm going to be your captain for today. Today, a very, very special neshama was born. A bit of a drum roll. Oh, who was it? Oh my gosh, did you know who it was? It was a spiritual grandson of the Baal Shem Tov, known as the Alter Rebbe. Some people called him the Baal Tanya because the Alter Rebbe wrote the Tanya. And the reason he was called the Alter Rebbe, which means the old Rebbe, is because when we had the Middle Rebbe, which was later known as the Middle Rebbe, he became the old Rebbe, the one before. And he started Chabad, the whole Chabad. The Baal Shem Tov was the one who started Chassidus. And then there was the Maggid, but then Chabad Chassidus was the Alter Rebbe. And the Baal Shem Tov said a special baby's been born to Reb Baruch and Rivka. And he told them exactly how to look after the Alter Rebbe, because the Baal Shem Tov said, this is a very, very special neshama. And this little boy, whose name was Shnei Or Zalman, 2 lights, because of the book of Tanya and the book of Shulchan Aruch, which is 2 lights, Nigla, which is the revealed part of the Torah, and Nista. Well, do you know what happened? Sure enough, he became a very, very, very big tzaddik, as I said. So Chai Elul, boys and girls, on the 18th day of Elul, and the month of Elul, was very, very special because it's the birthday of 2 of these greatest tzaddikim. And so you could see here the Chassidim are with the Baal Shem Tov, and they are celebrating, and they are dancing, and they are joyous. So boys and girls, I want you to know, here's some back pictures at 770, and here are the different pictures of what happened, and you could see the cover. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, really nice book. Really nice book. All different great story for Yutes Kislev. And look, these are all different stories of the Alter Rebbe. And there you see the Alter Rebbe in jail. And you see the Chassidim dancing. This is Dida Notzach Tevis when we got the Sfarim and we were dancing. This is when the Rebbe became Rebbe, Yud Shabbat, and you could see the Rebbe's birthday, so many. This is when the Rebbe came to America, when the Friedrich Rebbe went out of jail. So many beautiful stories that we'll share. So boys and girls, you got to remember, you got to listen. Hashem now is in the field coming in, and you could now, as you say Shema, take your right hand and you say Shema, and you say, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Machosai L'Olam Va'ed. And you could think, and you say, Hashem, V'yahavta, I love you so much, with all my heart, B'chol Levavecha, B'chol Nafshecha, B'chol Meidecha, my entire being loves you, Hashem. Please, please bring Mashiach. There's so many people unwell. So many people are all by themselves. Please, Hashem, bring Mashiach. And I know that Hashem is going to listen to his kindlech because Hashem loves you. And then also, you know what you could say? You could look at your mommy and your tati and you say, I love you. And close your eyes and look at Hashem and say, Hashem, I love you. And when you kiss the mezuzah, that's like kissing Hashem. And you say, I love you, Hashem. A gute Nacht, Yiddische Kinderlach, Schlaf Gesundheit, Chassidische Chalaymes. Be the best that you can be, because you are the best. Thank you all. Bye.